I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video, I just want to give you a quick update on the current market situation and talk about a few of my favorite projects and what are my plans in terms of investing for the next days and weeks. If you like this channel, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and please also do check out the community section. So it goes without saying that the market's been in a pretty interesting place for the last few days. The current situation worldwide is unusual, to say the least. And of course, it had impact on the markets globally. I mentioned in my previous video, a couple of videos, that I'm actually quite surprised how well Bitcoin and ETH are holding up and the crypto market overall, given the circumstances. Yes, we had that dip on I think it was Thursday last week, but the recovery was pretty swift. And overall, well, the market seems to be holding up quite well. Of course, given the situation, there are a few different scenarios how crypto may end up being treated. If it's being treated like a stock, then it's likely that it may struggle a bit over the next days and weeks, potentially even months. If it's seen more like a gold, like store of value, which may be the case for Bitcoin and some of the other top altcoins, then there is a chance that the price will hold up pretty well. Also, given all the issues with transferring money for many people around the world, whether that's people in Russia or people who may hold some capital in Russia or people in Ukraine and so on, well, crypto may give them an opportunity to move funds around without using banks, and essentially may give them another avenue to move funds around. So there is a chance that actually overall the situation may be quite bullish for Bitcoin and crypto market overall, but it will be really hard to try and predict something at this point in time. To be honest, vast majority of us probably didn't think we'll end up in this situation. So trying to predict what will happen next is on the verge of impossible. So what the next few days and weeks will bring, I simply don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I think the market will be quite rough. I'm still quite bullish for the rest of the year, but I think the rest of this quarter, so basically March, and then probably most of the second quarter are going to be quite rough essentially. And if anything, it just continues being an opportunity to either stack up some cash or buy some of the most trusted coins, so mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, or potentially DCA a little bit into some altcoins, smaller cap altcoins, but understanding that it is very, very, very risky strategy at the moment. So if we quickly look at Heikin Ashi candles and weekly ones, well, the last 3 weeks seem to be showing that we had a trend reversal here, and then we seem to be in a quite clear downtrend. So I've mentioned in my video, I think last week, that essentially what we are seeing here is basically an opposite of what we've seen here. We had a nice move up, then 3 candles, weekly candles that indicated a change of trend, but then we continued on this leg up. What's happening right now here is that, well, we were on this very clear path down. We had a bit of a trend reversal, but now we seem to be going down again. I'm hoping that we'll sort of hold those levels and go sideways. I really hope that we don't continue going down much lower or for much longer, but let's see how things go. At the moment, like I said, I'm playing it reasonably safe. But that being said, my risk tolerance is quite high. So even though I'm playing it reasonably safe, I'm planning to still keep putting a little bit of money into altcoins. Nothing crazy, but I think there are some really good opportunities in the market. And as long as the amounts are very small and I'm not risking too much, I think it's a pretty good strategy. Risky, but potentially very, very beneficial in longer term. If we look at the list of my favorite alts, well, nothing really changed here. There are still the same coins I had here last week. And basically at the moment, I'm following the same thing I've been talking about for quite a while. I generally stay away from individual games, even though I'm still really bullish on crypto gaming. I did a poll on my channel yesterday, and at the moment it has very few responses, but vast majority of those responses are that crypto gaming and metaverse is going to be the play of 2022. I put some other options there like DeFi, DAOs, reflections tokens, and so on, NFTs. But yeah, I think there is still very, very strong conviction that gaming, metaverse, and overlap of that with NFTs, that's what's going to be essentially the trend for 2022. So I'm still really bullish on all of those projects, but I think individual games are just simply way too risky at this point in time, unless the entry point is really, really good. But what I think may be worth investing in, or what I'm DCAing into, are projects like, at the moment, mainly Vulcan Forged and Veracity. I think the price points are really, really good. I talked about them many times, and I think they're really strong projects. They're not exactly small cap, especially Vulcan Forged has relatively large market cap. Veracity is quite a bit smaller, but I think both will do really, really well this year. And yeah, these are basically the two projects at the moment where I'm putting a little bit of money in. Other ones which I keep an eye on, and I do DCA into them, but far less regularly, are Superfarm, Remark, and Altura. I'm thinking about getting some more network. We'll see how it goes. I'm waiting to see if it will dip a little bit more. I'm also looking to buy some land in network, but at the moment I'm mainly keeping an eye on this one. It did really well last week, I think, or was it 2 weeks ago? I spoke about this before, and it had a very nice pump after that. So it's still performing reasonably well comparing to most of other tokens which didn't have quite as much of a pump. And other projects I'm looking at the moment, well, Block Wallet, mentioned this one quite a few times. They are due to release their mainnet wallet today, 28th of February. So I wouldn't be surprised if this will actually cause a little bit of dump in price, as usual, by the rumors tell the news. But I'm extremely bullish on this one. I hope it will do really, really well. I'm planning to release another video once the mainnet wallet is out. I created one already about the testnet wallet, but yeah, once the wallet is actually fully live, I will definitely be following up on this project. Another one I wanted to mention is a project I mentioned a week or two ago, which is Outer Ring. They have their IGO on CDFI in 2 days. Worth checking this one out. I've heard a bit of chatter about it here and there, and I'll be definitely participating in this IGO. If you can participate in an IGO, I think this one is definitely worth it. If not, maybe check it out once the token hits the exchanges. But yeah, definitely one I'm keeping an eye on. Other than that, well, if we look at the volume on OpenSea, February, today is the last day of February, so that's pretty much it for this month. It's been considerably less busy than January, far less volume. However, it's still the second busiest month on record, barely, because August last year was almost equally busy, but it's still good performance. I mean, January was absolutely crazy for NFTs, so I'm not surprised that we are seeing a little bit of a pullback, especially again, considering everything that's been happening. And as we can see on the daily OpenSea volume, yeah, there are some days where, of course, there were some big mints and there was a lot of volume, but generally there's a bit of a downtrend throughout the February. So we'll see how March will look like. March is generally quite bearish month for crypto, but I think at the moment it's really hard to predict whether that's going to remain true or not this year. There are just simply way too many factors at play. So I wouldn't necessarily pay too much attention to that. So in short, my strategy at the moment is accumulating cash and mainly DCAing in small amounts into Vulcan Forged and Veracity. And like I said, if there are some other projects appearing, like for example, Outer Ring, I'm definitely getting into this one. I'm keeping an eye on the block wallet. If the price dips, I will be buying some more of that. And also, yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on all the games on my list here. Stuff like, for example, Cryo War. I mean, that's been absolutely slaughtered. It was trading around $1 not that long ago. So I may be tempted to pick up some of that. There are a few other projects which are struggling quite a bit, not gonna lie. Titan Arena, for example. Again, that was I think around $4 or $5, if not higher. So I may be using this opportunity to essentially lower my average purchase price and get a little bit if I see that some of those tokens are sitting really, really low. But my main concern is that while Bitcoin is below its bull market support band, I mean, pretty much everything is possible, right? If there is another big dump, and given the current market situation, given the current situation worldwide, it's not unthinkable that Bitcoin may dip to very low 30s, for example. Well, that would absolutely kill all the alts. That's why I don't want to risk putting too much into especially smaller projects, because there's just too much risk there. One positive thing though is that the bull market support band is going down. It's currently just below 50K. So once Bitcoin finally starts a bit of an uptrend, it will hopefully take us less time to get to this bull market support band. So we have this to look forward to. But yeah, overall, well, the market continues to be in a quite shit position. My strategy is not really changing much. The main thing I think that's worth doing at this point is maybe picking a couple of projects within the metaverse / gaming space, broader projects rather than individual games, and DCing a little bit into those. Whichever projects you choose, I think that's a pretty good strategy. And yeah, keeping an eye on some of the games you're particularly bullish on, and when they go really, really low, scooping up some of that. So hopefully when the market picks up, you can make a really nice tidy profit on that. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.